I drive past the incinerator every day, twice a day, going to and from work. Sometimes the stench is so bad that if I have my windows rolled down, I have to roll them up.
Baltimore is one of the most polluted cities in America, and the worst of that pollution hangs over the south side. This part of town is packed with industrial sites, including the city's single largest source of industrial air pollution, the Wheelabrator Waste Incinerator.
We have foul, polluted air from these incinerators.
But last year, Baltimore became one of the first U.S. cities to pass its own Clean Air Act after a push from the city council and local residents. The new law has set up a battle over the future of the incinerator.
It provides hope for a community like mine who have served as the brunt of environmental pollution for at least 3 decades.
If I think back about family members and how they left this earth, I can remember or know that my father died of cancer. My mom passed away from kidney disease. A neighbor down the street passed away due to heart problems. We know that death occurs. It's supposed to happen as we age. But I oftentimes wonder, had not the incinerator been located so close to us, whether or not these folks would have lived longer or had a better quality of life.
The company that operates the Wheelabrator Waste Incinerator declined an interview with Newsy. But it publicly argues that Baltimore's new Clean Air Act is overly restrictive and will lead to worse waste management and lost jobs. They filed a federal lawsuit to stop the act.
Will certainly have the effect of closing Wheelabrator, and will be a choice by the council of long-haul and landfill disposal.
The waste incinerator in South Baltimore has operated for more than 30 years. Each day, the incineration process is repeated. Up to 2,250 tons of recycled waste is taken in. The waste is burned to generate electricity, and that electricity then powers homes and businesses throughout Baltimore. And because it technically operates as a source of renewable energy, the incinerator receives clean energy subsidies from the state of Maryland. But the incinerator is also a major source of air pollution, including particulate matter and chemicals, which contributes to rates of heart disease, lung cancer, and stroke for nearby communities.
So if you think about Baltimore, Baltimore has a number of industrial hazards that emit criteria air pollutants like particulate matter, and also hazardous air pollutants like many metals like arson, lead, and mercury. Particulate matter is very dangerous because it can cause asthma attacks, elevate your blood pressure. It can cause stroke, it can cause heart disease. It also can cause cancer. So you're incinerating in disproportionate impact on one community, and usually that community is a community of color, a low-income community, and maybe a community that has limited political power, a limited economic power. These types of hazardous materials end up going to communities that are invisible, who don't have a voice. Race is the most significant predictor of whether or not you'll have one of these industrial hazards. So it's all about race. You know, when you think about racism, think about segregation, for example. Segregation leads to a concentration of social risks, economic risks, political risks, and health risks. So we're basically putting a cap on the potential of children who are exposed to lead, right? Instead of the future doctors, lawyers, scientists like me, those kids may not reach their full potential. And that's why living near an incinerator, like the incinerator in Baltimore, that's a source of lead, is a problem. To me, the solution to this issue, we have to think about incineration, but we also have to think about energy equity in general. And that includes moving away from incineration and really bringing more infrastructure, solar, wind, renewables, electrified vehicles, really bringing more sustainable energy systems to communities that are overburdened by hazards. They deserve that.
Wheelabrator has challenged Baltimore's Clean Air Act in federal court, saying the power to regulate emissions lies with the state and federal government, not the city. While that battle plays out in the courts, the enforcement of the city's Clean Air Act has been put on hold and the incinerator remains open.